Welcome to another edition of the Skeeter Basschamps Doc Talk. We've taken a little time off. It's been summer. We had an incredible Skeeter owners tournament, and everybody worked hard. And it was time for a little R&R, wasn't it,
It
Jeff?
was. I heard you took a little trip, and I went down to the Gulf of America and chased after those blue marlin for a little while. But all that's
That's a
over,
fun thing. That's fun to do, isn't
and
it? To be
it's
out
it's
there.
like everything. It's fun when they're biting, and a lot of work when they're not. But it was good. Glad to be back at the office, and great to see you.
But even the work on those tournaments, I can imagine, is pretty fun.
Yeah, it's a pretty good time. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Lucia surprised me with a fishing trip when we went overseas, and you'll have to remind me to tell you that story because it was pretty comical. After my first two fish, the guys looked at me and go, "Oh, you know how to fish, don't you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, a little bit." And they're like, "We're so sorry, Mr. John."
You-
Because the fish were all about
hey,
that
it's all
big.
relative. You got to go fishing. That's awesome.
Hey, we've got a great podcast in store for everybody today. First and foremost, we've got some changes coming up on Bass Champs for the 2026 season, and we're going to talk about some of those changes, changes to some of the rules and some of the formats and some stuff that we'll talk about here in just a few minutes. But before we do that, we wanted to feature one of our sponsors and really get some more information out about who they are, right, Jeff?
Absolutely. This. I've been looking forward to this one. This is long overdue, and this is going to be a great show.
Yeah. So without further delay, let's see if I can remember to click the right button, and I can. Cody,
Hey, buddy.
how are you today, sir?
How's everybody? I appreciate y'all having me on.
Cody really needs no introduction. I mean, a lot of our anglers are friends with Cody. They've fished against him. They've seen him at many of our events, just recently at the Mega Bass event where you and your team are out there all day long. Jeff, you and I both get this question all of the time, and that question is, what is Purple Heart Homes?
Yep. Great way to pose it. And let's turn Cody loose because he's our expert, and we all have met everybody now, and like you said, they're at Megabass, but we get it all the time. Hey, what is Purple Heart Homes? So Cody, let's explain it to us.
Sure, I'd love to. So, Purple Heart Homes is an organization out of North Carolina that services veterans that are having housing issues. Let's say your roof's caved in, or you can't get into your bathroom, it's not ADA compliant, or your kitchen, or whatever the need might be. A lot of our service veterans either are on a waiting list with the VA, or their age has got the best of them, their health has got the best of them, and they just need help. And to sit on a waiting list for 2 or 3 years for a problem that you have just can really stress somebody out, and they don't get to enjoy the outdoors anymore. They don't get to do things that they love doing anymore because they're constantly dealing with a problem that's affecting their immediate life, and that's the roof over their heads. And so Purple Heart Homes has stepped up. Two veterans got together, helped each other, and they determined based off of that that's what they were going to do the rest of their lives. And so they're expanding, and they have already outside of North Carolina. And in this particular case, they're helping veterans here in Texas. Now, they've already done a project in Duncanville, they've done a project in Arlington, and now we just completed a project in Hawkins, which is really close to Lake Fork. And the capability to do that is directly connected to the support we got from allowing us to come and be a part of Bass Champs. And so Mr. Weatherby, here on the 21st of August, is going to have a big reveal. This veteran, health got the best of him, age got the best of him, everything just kind of started to dilapidate. And a fellow veteran organization identified him to us and said, "Hey, we need to help this guy." And Purple Heart Homes stood up and said, "We got it." And now we've put the $16,000 into the project, and his project's complete. And we've now changed an entire life of a veteran. And then back when we were at Mega Bass, I talked to you about another veteran that we just finished up in Indianapolis. And so Purple Heart Homes is basically solving a problem that's created by the gap that VA programs and other programs just can't seem to close fast enough. We've got 1,500 on the waiting list. And, how long is that wait going to be, even on our own waiting list? Because it requires a lot of resources and volunteers to step up and solve the problem that the government can't solve fast enough or the community can't react fast enough. And that's what Purple Heart Homes does, is they're solving a problem inside of our veteran community that allows them to get back to, heck, in some cases, just living life. If your roof's caving in, I mean, are you going to go out and do the things you love? No, you're worried about the roof and where you're going to get the money to fix it. And who's going to help you? You're 70 years old. Who's going to help you? I mean, it's a lot of problems are being solved, a lot of lives are being changed, and that's in part because of the partnerships that we've created with Bash Champs and other organizations.
So, man, that's kind of mind numbing. 1,500 just on the Purple Heart waiting list. So the next question I get after I explain not as well as you just did there about Purple Hearts, how do I get involved? How do I help? When there's 1,500, I had no idea. I mean, I knew there were hundreds, but not 1,500s. To explain to me, to our anglers, hey, I want to help. What's out there? Volunteer, money, both. How do
Right.
we get involved?
Well, the obvious is go to our website and hit the donate button and let your heart do the talking from there.
Okay.
And then, of course, you can find us through any social media platform and do the same thing. But in this particular case, because of our partnership with Bass Champs and y'all's ability to reach a lot of veterans and patriots that love to fish, come to a Bass Champs event. We're going to be there. We're going to be at the Berkeley. Come over to our booth, sign up for we're going to give away a raffled item on a raffle board again. Fill that board up so dang fast that we have to figure out another way to
We
raise even more
Yes,
money.
we did.
You know,
Yep.
that's what we did. We literally raised we were only expected to raise 4,000. And the minute we filled the board, Chad came up with another idea, and we raised another thousand, I think $450 something on top of that. And it's simply by getting the word out, grassroots style, through programs like Bass Champs, and supporting us when we're on site. Now, obviously, you can go to the website and you can volunteer. We always need volunteers. If you own a construction company or a roofing company or a plumbing company or a concrete company, reach out to us because we have projects in your area that we need help with. And we're not asking you to do it for free. We're going to pay you for the work that you're going to do. We just need companies to come on board and react faster than they would normally because they schedule them all out. Well, this veteran needs help today. He don't need help 6 months from now. His roof's caving in today. So sign up that way. I mean, there's a lot of ways to help. But if you're listening to this podcast and you're an angler, come see me at Berkeley. Come by the booth. I mean, what's $20 on a square? You might win a $2,000 item, but the bigger piece is you're gonna help a veteran in need right then that day, just like Mr. Weatherby when we finished up that event. His house is done,
That's
and
awesome.
we're gonna reveal that, and that's a direct result of all the anglers that came to Mega Bass and got behind us that day. We got another one coming up at Berkeley. Come that day. Come help us and be a part of what Bass Champs is doing because it's phenomenal work. And it's the kind of work that'll make you cry when you see the stuff that we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny when we were at Mega Bass, you guys filled that up so fast, and it's just a tribute to, you know, grassroots working class folks like all of us, that fish bass tournaments, love the outdoors. Well, they have a love for our country and they have a love for our
Yep.
veterans. And you just, I mean,
Agreed.
it's so right out there. Not to mention, I mean, we're right now talking to, plumbers and roofers and concrete specialists because those are the guys that also fish our tournament. And
Absolutely.
and we do what Cody says, reach out because they're not asking you to do it for free, but they need help, don't you?
Yeah, we do. We're not asking anybody to do anything for free. I mean, obviously, we want donations and
That's
stuff like
right.
that, but we
We'll take whatever
understand
we can get. Right.
we'll take whatever you give us, but I also understand that labor and the cost of materials and all those are big asks. But what I'm really asking is volunteer your time and come out and help us with a project or it doesn't have to be every project. Even if you just did one project a year with us, you're going to help a veteran and change somebody's life, not just that day, the rest of their life, and they can get back to having a life that they currently don't have anymore. And who better to ask than our outdoorsmen? They're probably some of the biggest patriots in the world out there that love to fish and love to hunt, and they're at Bass Champs events. So please come by the booth, and I'll give you 10 reasons why to help us do what we're doing.
Right. Well, and you're right. We've got the right guys and gals, and that's why it was really important for me to get you and John and I to get you on here, because we've got a lot of people asking how do we get involved, and what's it about, and I'm sure, John, you'll put a link on here for Purple Heart. Simply, you can go to Bass Champs right now, click on sponsors, click on Purple Heart Homes. Cody's out there everywhere on social media, but like you said, yeah, man, your heart feels it, and I know I challenge our anglers. This is a great cause. Get involved. We all kind of come across, tough times, but these guys have put a lot on the line. And as Cody said, I mean, we're thinking we had a bad day sitting in traffic, leaving the office here today, and these guys are seeing the stars through their roof and not wanting to. And let's help these guys out and get involved. And I think we can do a lot more at Berkeley, and we can do a lot more as a group to help this organization throughout the season, not just at these events. Which, please come out and see Cody. That was a cool deal to, when they set it up. So, man, I don't know how long it'll take to fill up this board. Well, it was.
We put the challenge out there.
Yeah, it was full. I asked where the board went, and they said, "Well, it's already full. We got to do something else."
Not quite 12 hours, I think it was. It was full, and then we had a problem on there. Like, what do we do now? I love those kind of problems.
Yeah, no, that's right. But there's so much more, and that's what this is about. Is letting more of our anglers understand what this is, and the needs, just not in the spring and in the fall at these two big events that you attend, Cody, with you and the Purple Heart team. This is a need that's year round, and I would love a challenge. I challenge our anglers to get involved, and like you said, every little bit helps. Whether it's time, money, just your company helping out and scheduling some free time. That's all that makes a big difference, and that's cool. I understand a little better now, and I'm hoping everybody else does too.
And Cody, that's purplehearthomes.com, correct?
PurpleHeartHomesUSA.org.
purplehearthomesusa.org. And
Yes, sir.
if any of our anglers watching right now want to know more, all of the contact information is there, and they can reach out directly to you, Cody, and
Yes,
and
and
offer
you can
their
shoot
help.
me a Facebook message, and I'll reply. I'll put you directly in touch with project managers, the CEO, whoever we need to talk to get you on board. I'll put you directly in touch with them.
Yeah, and I think another key part here is I think some people saw this as just a North Carolina deal. Well, we have plenty of anglers from North Carolina fishing these big bass events and fishing our events. However, as Cody just said, is just because you're not in Texas or not in North Carolina, they have projects going on. It sounds like all over the place. So don't feel like we'd love to have you involved anywhere. So there's a need everywhere.
Yeah, the second largest veteran population is the state of Texas, which is why they're coming here. The number of applications coming out of the state of Texas, there's no way. We have to come here and solve the problem.
Got it.
And stuff. And so that's how I got involved, and that's how I got you guys involved. The first question they said is, "Who do we reach out to?" And I was like, "That's easy.
Right.
I know who to call."
Let's be part of the solution and start helping these veterans out.
purplehearthomesusa.org. Hit Cody up, and man, I know we've already done a lot with Bass Champs, but I know there's so much more we can do. Cody, thank you so much for taking the time today to really educate our anglers on what you guys are doing and how we can help.
Well, thank you, John. Thank you, Jeff, and extend my gratitude to Jeff or to Chad as well.
Yep.
I appreciate what Bass Champs is doing, and I look forward to seeing everybody at the Berkeley event and reaching out. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time, and let's get some veterans taken care of. Thanks, Cody.
Yeah, we'll see you at Berkeley.
Cool.
Cody Robertson, man, doing good for the veterans, and it's just it I'm never shocked by it because I know our anglers so well. They just give so much. They gave so much at Mega Bass. I mean, and, I would get up on the mic and Chad threw out this new idea and I announced it, and guys were just walking up and opening up their wallets and handing them.
Yeah, yeah. And it's such a great cause, and
Yeah.
and the cool thing is you can see exactly where it went. So
Yeah.
that's it's awesome. I think this is going to be a really good partnership.
Yeah. So we've got two big events still coming up. We've got our championship.
We do.
And we've got Berkeley Big Bass. First off, we're going to say Berkeley Big Bass for another podcast.
Okay.
But that's October, big event.
Yep.
I'm a little upset that I'm not fishing it.
You and me both.
But give us the brief lowdown real quick on the championship, and then we're going to talk about a couple of changes
Yeah.
for Bass Champs 2026. So
We
give
got
us the
some changes
championship
coming for
breakdown.
sure. Yeah, I mean, the big event of the year that we have left is championship, team championship up there at West Bay Resort and Casino, Lake Texoma, Catfish Bay State Park. Talked to them a couple weeks ago. They had a few rooms left. I think the word's kind of getting out since home base is there, and they do such a great job of taking care of everything, and it makes it easy. But a nice place. There's plenty of lodging around Texoma, but makes for a heck of a championship. We'll see what the weather does. It always seems to, that second weekend in October always seems to be the first, I don't know, just change and real change in weather where you wear a sweatshirt maybe past noon for once. And it's always up for some surprises, but they'll have the red carpet rolled out there, big meal Friday night, a couple days, 3 days of practice, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, meal Friday night, do figure out boat assignment and all that. We'll have some sponsors out. Imagine Fun and Son will be doing the blackjack table again under there. That was a hit. I don't think
that
we'll
was a good time.
not have that, but that was a ton of fun, and yeah, it's gonna be a great event, and hopefully it'll cool off a little as we are shooting this. We're in this. It's miserable outside.
Well, I mean, really, when you think about it, this summer has not been too bad. We only hit 100 twice.
Well, that's the problem when it's nice and all of a sudden it hits 100. Yeah, the sky's falling.
As long as our evening temperatures keep getting down, in the upper 70s, mid 70s, then I'm happy. So
Yeah.
you gotta love that. And I love Lake Texoma. I mean, I loved fishing that championship last year. It's a lake that can throw some curveballs and some surprises at you, but it's also a lake that you can just put your head down and fish.
Yeah.
I mean, we did great on day one, and going into day two,
I think you had big bass on. I think you had big bass on day one.
we had big bass at the event, and
Of the event. I'm sorry,
of the
not just
event.
day one.
And then we were fourth or fifth going into day two, and we unraveled fast. We knew we had a shot at it, and it just happens sometimes when you fish. You just start
That's
overthinking
Texoma.
it, and
Sure. I mean, lots of times, that event's won from 15th place, 20th place. I mean, the name of the game in Texoma survived day one, which you did, but you just didn't survive day two.
Yeah.
But
it's
I'm looking forward to it.
it's such a big lake, and there's so many different fishing patterns. It's one of the reasons why I like Rayburn so much, because you all year long, you can catch them shallow, you can catch them deep. Well, Texoma's even more broad because you can catch them shallow, you can catch them deep, you can target largemouth, you can target smallmouth, you can target Kentuckies. I mean, it's just kind of an open palette, and with such a massive amount of water to fish, there's a lot of possibilities on that lake to really.
There is, and it could be different this year.
Yeah.
It flooded like a lot of Texas did. It was up for almost 2 months, and I'm sure that moved some stuff around. But by October, it'll be settled in nice, and maybe we'll get into some of that fall bite. But yeah, it always makes for it's a great championship location. You just never know.
And here's a little trivia for you. That wasn't the first time that I've had big bass on Texoma. That was actually the second time in a championship event on Texoma that we won big bass.
Well, congratulations.
Big bass. There are big bass on that lake.
There are some really nice.
We
fish
always
on that
target
lake.
them. So
Yeah. Something else cool that just kind of reminiscing a little here is, I'm sure a lot of people know about it, but there was a new boat released, new Skeeter released
There was
this summer.
at the Skeeter Owners Tournament. We had the new ZXE, and fortunately, you and I both carved out a little time to
We did.
individually take that boat out and run it through its paces. And it's real funny because you got to run it through its paces first, and you came back in and you were smiling, and I'm like, "Well, tell me all about it, Jeff." And he goes, "No," you said, "No, I'm not going to say a thing. I want you to go experience it and see if we're on the same page." So tell me and tell everybody what your thoughts on that ZXE was.
You know, I mean, it. I kind of looked at the boat, and as there's a lot of changes, and there's way too
Lot
many
of
changes
changes.
to get into here, and but I just wanted to go run the boat, and I was expecting to be impressed, but I was really impressed. Uh, Mid-range, top end, just the boat handled incredibly well. Here's a picture of it.
Yeah.
Lots of changes, and a lot of them are hard to see here in this picture. But deck system layouts. I mean, even little things like I love working on my boats. I'm that guy who I like to wire my own stuff and move my own stuff around. Well, right off the bat, I noticed the storage in the bilge area was, I don't know how many percent bigger, but it's my big self could get in there, and it's really cool. But was really impressed. I mean, trolling motors moved. There's a lot of stuff. You need to go by the dealer and look at it.
You need to
But
go. I mean, we can sit here and we
that's
can
right.
point out a couple of things. You can see the placement of the trolling motor.
Yep,
So not only is it more straight on the front of the boat, but it's not going to interfere with your cover anymore.
that's correct.
Huge. Up here in the front where all your electronics are, they listen to the anglers. Now there's a quick release to fold them over to have access to all your wiring underneath it.
Yeah, all your fuse blocks and everything's so
Everything.
easy to add. With us adding all this technology and trying this and trying that, they listened. It's super easy to do your
Super.
wiring up there.
Not to mention that if you have a trolling motor problem, we got to swap a trolling motor out. You don't have to take all your graphs off now.
That's
You just
correct.
flop them over.
Yeah,
Big. I'm guilty of I operate out of the day box,
yep.
and that day box is almost twice the size, and I love that.
Yeah,
Huge, huge improvement.
Yeah, the day box is giant, but more than yes. I mean, go. You need to go see this boat in person.
Need to go see it.
But what I'm here to talk just real quick before we get into the rest of this is just first impressions. I just came in, as you said, that'd be the easiest way to say it. I had a big old grin ear to ear, and I put it through its paces in a very short amount of time, but it really blew me away. And well, there's the front.
There's the
we were talking
easy
about
access
there.
right there underneath
But
the
it's
electronics.
the engineers and staff there have.
I love how they offset the live well drains and the bilge pumps out. Now it doesn't. It goes off to the side.
Yeah, you don't get an engine wash.
Yeah, you don't get an engine wash.
Yeah, no, real nice layout.
Yeah,
And,
a stair-stepped area for the passenger to keep his rods organized on the
yeah,
passenger side. I mean, just a lot of good,
yeah, I like.
I'm a toggle switch guy. I love the toggles. I
Yeah,
think they're great.
yeah, no, it's. He even showed the front deck there. There's an angle in it to where you open
Yep,
that box right
that
there.
angle right
your main,
there. Yeah.
exactly, that you're not feeling like you're throwing your rod and reels overboard. There's a lot there, but my first impression was just driving this boat, and I came back, as you said, just grinning ear to ear, and wish we had more than the 20 minutes that I got to go.
Did you run the boat by yourself, or did you have somebody with you?
I ran it with a passenger. I did.
Excellent. Yeah,
That was
Lance,
awesome.
Vic, and I got in it together.
Yep.
And the first thing we did is, oftentimes when you go on demo rides, your first thought is, well, there's no tackle in the boat, there's no weight in the boat. Well, first thing we did is fill the live wells
Yep. I did the
and
same thing.
jack up the jack plate and start playing with different settings and whatnot, and seeing what the whole shot was like. And Lance and I were just looking at each other with huge grins on our face.
Yeah.
We were
Well,
like,
and you know what? And that's right. The kind of the impression I got from the boat is you could make the boat as easy as you wanted to drive, just not adjust anything, like just minimal adjustment on the trim, or running down the boat lanes there on Lake Fork, or you could go into to speed mode, and it was kind of fun. You could get back to having to do a little driving on the
Yeah.
top end, but That's not really my deal, but I just wanted to feel it, and it's there, but easily adjustable back to I'm the guy. I want to hit the hot foot, trim up that Yamaha a little, and let it rip. And I'm not big on making a bunch of changes, and easily I could dial in that boat within a minute and leave it at those settings. But yeah, go to the dealerships.
They've got
most
some down
dealerships
at
have them
Funded right now. I know they've got a couple down there that you can crawl around and take a look at.
Yeah, no, and there's more coming, and the color packages were hot on them. They look great, and no, that's another big announcement. What else you got?
Well, we got lots of big announcements. We're not going to do them all on this podcast, but do you want to talk about the first major change for 2026?
Man, we're really close on a lot of changes.
And what a lot of what a lot of people listening right now don't know is, as soon as the Skeeter Owners Tournament is over with, Chad, Jeff, myself, we're not on vacation really, because then comes the talks, the emails, the texts, the back and forth, the what do you think about this? What do you think about this? And just hammering each other with ideas. And that's been going on nonstop since the Skeeter Owners Tournament was
It
over.
has, and the pencil's getting really sharp, and we're really close.
And some very heated conversations.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to call them heated. They're passionate.
They're very passionate. Yeah.
But I will tell you one thing that has been agreed upon, and we changed it for 25 years. We did it, or for 23 years we did it one way, and we've tried something the last 2 years, which has been Friday practice. While there were some positives in Friday practice, and it was done with best intentions, from talking to the anglers, between the anglers and our internal discussions, we're going to get away, go back to no Friday practice. The lake will be off limits Monday through Friday. We could spend 10 minutes on how we got to that decision, but we're definitely going back to no Friday practice. Simply, it'll save everybody a day from taking off from work. Fishing will be better on Saturday, and it dang sure levels the playing field.
This was one of the ones that I was very passionate about.
Yeah, and you weren't alone. I mean, we heard it. I mean, obviously, if you got a bunch of free time and money, Fridays were awesome. It was just another great day to go to the lake. But I know I can't always make Friday practices, even on the trails I jump in. I got to show up on Saturday, and but so yeah, that'll be the first tease, and it's a small one. We've got a lot coming, and you and I are going to be discussing that over the next couple of weeks here as the podcast fires back
next
up.
couple of podcasts, and just a side note on the Friday practice. A lot of people, made an argument, and a lot of people we talked to, well, if you can't take Friday off of work, everybody can take a Friday off of work. Well, in my case, in your case, in most of my friends' cases, I'm an entrepreneur. I run my own business. My business doesn't operate if I'm not here.
That's right.
And so I would try. I made huge efforts. I would haul my RV out to the lake. I'd have my studio out there ready to work. And as soon as I'd get in the boat and I'd go out and, I'd start to, I wasn't a fisher on Friday. I was a looker. But as soon as I would start, phone would go off. Okay, I got to go do this. I'd run in. Jeff would see me running up the hill. I'd go up and do a job. By the time you get reset and go back, and then 3 or 4, and then by the middle of the day, I'm like, yeah, I'm wasting my time.
Yeah, should have stayed home.
Sure. And it's not just in my profession. You've got plumbers and tile layers and concrete guys and roofers that are all running their own business. Sure. And if they're not there running their business on Friday, business doesn't get done.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. And just, I mean, another thing that people didn't really, and me even, I didn't consider, was how fishing generally, fishing was pretty good on Fridays.
It seemed like it always was.
A lot of our lakes are 30,000 acres or less. Yeah. I mean, we have some East Texas lakes that are giant, but you get central and north. I mean, 25, 20,000, 18,000, 27,000. You put the field out there, and the other thing is a lot of people split up, right? You and I, we both tried to bring a boat, so you have a 200 boat field that's now a 350 boat field on Friday. The fishing shows on Saturday. Yeah. I mean, I think we'll see fishing improve, and I think we'll see the playing field leveled more.
I think so
And,
too. I think for me, it really brings us back to the fact that Bass Champs is for the grassroots,
it is
working
absolutely
class fishermen.
right.
You
And I
know,
don't.
that has to go to work on Friday to make enough money to fish on Saturday.
Well, and that's exactly why we didn't start with practice all the years, because when I was building fence and digging ditches and trying to go fish tournaments, it just killed me that I couldn't be there on Friday, but I didn't get paid till Friday night. And I mean, that's why we didn't have it. And truthfully, we brought it back Friday back, trying to save on some travel and thinking there was going to be some savings, but self-evaluated that stuff at the end of the last two seasons and realized it may have cost more, and kind of counterintuitive to what we thought. Maybe by practice you catch more and spend less, and I think we missed the mark on both. I think it cost more and you caught less. So I'm excited about that change, and really excited about some of the other changes we're going to talk about here in the next coming weeks.
Yeah, I mean, we've got, and the only reason we're not talking about them right now is we've still got some passionate discussions to have about them.
Yeah, we're getting
and,
really
and a
close.
lot of them just quite honestly haven't quite been finalized yet.
That's correct.
But I'm real excited about the 2026 changes. I know we're going to get a lot of comments on the Friday no practice. I welcome them all. I think the conversation, should always continue. But I love that we're going back to the origins of Bass Champs when that wasn't there. I mean, quite honestly, as a working class angler, which is what I am, when the first year I really tried to do the Friday practices. Second year, I just finally said, you know what, I just can't do it, and I'm not going to stress myself out about it.
Right,
I'm just going to practice the weekend before, and
No, I
and
get
then-
it. No,
yeah, and then I started doing
feel
better
that.
in the tournaments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and we heard that a lot,
Yeah.
and even from the guys that were there. I mean, the guys that were there, so hey, man, love the idea, but man, this is really hard to do.
Yeah.
And that's was never our intent.
And what's interesting is it puts a lot of, Friday practice actually helped you out as far as running a tournament because we got more
yeah.
pre-entries.
Yeah, all the office work was reduced, but one thing in 25 years we've never looked at is how to make it easier on us. That's just never been our motto. It's always been how to make it better for the anglers.
Yeah.
Sure, this Friday registration, which meant Thursday registration really, because you had to pre-register to practice. So we had the tournament field built 85% of it before we got there. We'll do the work, but we just want it to be best for the anglers.
Absolutely, 100%. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited also to read all the comments about it to see what people think. But that's going to no more Friday practice. You can practice the Saturday, Sunday before, but good old fashioned traditional Monday through Friday. No practice for the event. Gosh, we've got so many more things coming up, so many exciting things. I want to talk about them all, but I know we just got to hold off for another week or two.
We'll make our whole next podcast about all the changes. So let's, thank Cody from Purple Hearts for getting out here and explaining the what, who, and how, and what it is, how it came about, and more importantly, how we get anglers
How we can
involved.
help.
I think that's big. Talk about the boat championship coming up. First big change, but not big change. No Friday practice, and it's time to start talking fishing again.
Fishing again, because we've only
championship
got
in Berkeley will be here before we know it.
Yeah, Berkeley's going to be a great event. Championship is always a lot of fun. They do such a great job up there. Totally looking forward to that. And that will wrap it up for this edition of the Skeeter Bass Champs Dock Talk podcast. Lots more changes coming for 2026. We'll get to those in our next episode. As for now, get those plans ready for the championship in the Berkeley, and we look forward to seeing you there.
Yep. See you there, Johnny.